On this live stream, I'm going to show you how to make a proper meal from start to finish. We are starting with a starter, which is a soup. We'll also make a whole chicken and an accompaniment for that. But what I'm excited about, because I'm actually a sweet tooth, we have a dessert. So keep it here to see the dessert. It's really simple, but at the same time, it's really yummy. So first of all, what I want to do is to introduce my guests. So like I said, I have two of them. So I have Dr. Lamini and Jessica. So you can come just so people can see you. Yeah. So two lovely ladies. And today's hashtag, just keep it here. So we have Flavor Fiesta, Wellness Showdown, Chef Raphael Live, and Wellness by AJ. So, and then the Britam Health as a also, let me do that again. We also have Britam Health as the other hashtag. So let me first let them introduce themselves, and then we'll start with the cooking. Remember, this is a live cooking class. So even when you're watching it as a recording, let me know where you're watching me from, and then put in the comment section. Doctor, start.
Hi, I'm Dr. Lamini, and I'm so excited to be here. I'm here representing Wellness by AJ. I'm so happy to have this opportunity to be invited by you, Chef Raphael, and from Britam Health.
So you love cooking?
I love cooking, and I'm looking forward to this culinary experience. I'm hoping to pick up so many tips. So excited.
Good.
And I'm Jessica Munube from Britam Health. I'm the wellness coordinator in Britam. I'm also very excited to be here to learn and also to have a festive start in terms of maybe what my menu will look like in the festive season. Thank you so much, Chef.
You're welcome. Yeah. And by the way, we had wellness in both of them. So we're also talking about wellness because in terms of food, cooking, especially this festive season, we want to, we eat so that we get full, but we want to get full in the right way. And they'll talk about what wellness is all about. But first, what I will start, in fact, Jessica, I'll send you to the sink. Let's start prepping the, so we have 3 courses, like I said. So we'll start with the soup with Dr. Lamini, and Jessica will come a little bit later when you're doing the chicken and the accompaniment for the chicken. So you can start by prepping that.
All right.
And first of all, before we start, you mentioned Wellness by AJ.
Yes.
What is that?
Essentially, let's wash our hands.
Yes.
And we can come back and I'll tell you all you need to know about Wellness by AJ.
It's always good. You can start by that. And then it's always good, again, when you're getting into the kitchen, hygiene is really important. One thing about vegetables, like we're talking about the carrot soup, wash them. I've already washed my onions. So also wash your hands. Back to the hashtags, Flavor Fiesta, Wellness Showdown, Chef Raphael Live, Wellness by AJ, and Britam Health. Those are the hashtags. So keep it here. Again, if you're watching, let me know where you're watching me from. And also, if you have any question, let's start. Now, as you continue talking about Wellness by AJ, I want you to start by chopping the onions. We just want them into rough dices that will cook the onion while I also clean my hands.
Okay, Chef. I just do what I like. Just rough dices. Let's hope I don't mess it up. Anyway, back to Wellness Center by AJ. It's a really, really nice thing that you should really try to get into. Essentially, it's like a holistic approach into taking care of your health and well-being. So when I say health and well-being, I'm talking about your mental health, your physical health, your nutrition. We are body goals, you want to make sure that you walk into the festive season feeling nice and fresh and ready. Obviously we know that festive season is where we binge, we eat, and we do all those things that make us go back to January and we want to run to the gym immediately. However, our wellness center is more centered around this particular campaign. We're really interested in the nutrition of every human body. We're really interested in how you take care of your body. So essentially what we do, and what I like about Wellness by AJ is that we are individual based. So you come into our facility and we essentially just look at how you are, what your goals are, what you're looking to be after the festive season or even before the festive season starts. We look at what your goals are. Do you want to have like certain weight gain or would you like to have certain weight loss? So those are the most important things that we look at, and it's very good because it leaves you feeling nice and fresh and ready for the festive. So you're not really feeling groggy all the time. Yeah, so it's a really good initiative.
But it also has to do with what you're taking in, right?
Yes, definitely.
Because like I said when we started, it's my goal with this session is to show you that you do not have to have one meal, you know, like you have your sherehe, you have your family, and then you're just taking in
your
ugali and meat, and that's it. So we want to start with soup. It's a vegetable and it's a simple recipe, and that's what you're doing. We're starting with the onion, and then I'll also chop the carrots. I had some carrots that I'd already chopped earlier, which we'll not incorporate. I just wanted to show you how to chop them because it's rough chop, and it's simple. I just cut it in half, and then we're going to blend this soup so it's all good. And like I said, all I did was to wash them clean, and then you don't have to peel it again because of the fiber.
Oh yeah, that's actually important.
Yeah.
I really love the way you're chopping. I mean, yes, you're the culinary chef, but I mean, as AJ Wellness, we really appreciate the fact that the skins are left on the carrots. That's actually important because it gives you fiber. Yeah, so this is really nice. And how did I do on the onions, chef?
Onion is perfect. Again, the good thing about a soup is forgiving because the looks doesn't matter because you're going to blend it. But maybe you can tell the audience what more do you do at the wellness center in terms of I don't know, do you do body tests? What when you say as we continue with the soup?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. So Wellness Center by AJ is more a non-surgical approach to taking care of the human body. So, you know, we do the traditional things like, you know, your spa treatments, your manicures, your pedicures, but then we also focus on you as a, you know, as a functioning body, your physiology inside. So essentially when you come into the facility, we might do things like take blood work, which is checking how your electrolytes are, also checking on your cholesterol levels so that we know where to start with you, like from start to finish. So we do a lot of nutritional analysis and then we plan on top of that. We also have IV treatments for vitamins that you might get. These are all individual based, so depending on what we feel your body needs, that's exactly what we're going to do for you. And then we also have like psychological support. We have therapists who will come see you because you know nutrition it's a whole thing.
And it's
what
individual.
You put into your body is exactly what you look at outside. If you're like a vibrant person, then most likely you're like taking in healthy things all the time. I mean, because you know, sometimes what you eat can weigh you down. You know, you have so many hot dogs and burgers. Essentially, you tend to have a bit of more fatigue.
Oh, nyama choma. Too much nyama choma. Yes.
Ugali, nyama choma. This place is so famous. I love it so much. I really do. But then, you know, when you do your nutrition and then your psychological support, you do your medical checkups, that kind of gives you a direction into what you should be eating more of and at what times you should be eating. And I love the fact that we're having a starter here and a main. So I feel like, Chef, you've really done well here because I know the traditional African home is Christmas Day, food is ready, we're all eating immediately.
Plenty of starch. It's all heaped.
Yeah, my plate is like as big as a mountain. Could you just run me through like how we will be doing like the stages of the meal?
So the first thing we're going to do is to cook the onion. I've already turned on the heat. So what I want to do is add a little bit of oil, cooking oil. Maybe my camera can actually come over and see what you're doing. So the joys of doing a live feed, sometimes we have technical issues, but we're going with it. So let me know in the comment section if there's anything wrong that you're seeing in terms of, is the audio okay?
Ooh, that sounds amazing. I hear the sizzle.
You know, the sizzle, Yeah, so what I usually say when it comes to cooking, the most important ingredient is the onion. There's never something like too much onion. And then what you're doing here is a carrot and cumin soup. So it can also be carrot and ginger. It can also be just carrot soup. You can actually cook it. You can roast the carrots. But again, my goal is to show you how simple it is. So the first thing, like we're saying, is a little bit of oil, and then let the onion sweat, which is them cook until they are soft. I'm going to add in a little bit of cumin. So this is cumin, carrot and cumin, not cumin and carrot.
Right, okay.
So the
more carrots.
more carrots, yes.
Beautiful.
So, yeah.
Just curious, I mean, if I want to make this at home, is it like strictly carrots and cumin, or are there any other vegetables that I could add to it?
Yeah, this is a carrot soup because we are using carrots. It can be a butternut soup, it can be a pumpkin soup, it can be a tomato soup, it can be a broccoli soup, it can be a broccoli and cauliflower soup. Whatever vegetables you actually put in your soup. And this is a good way to have vegetables, even especially if you have kids, for example.
Yes, because kids do not like vegetables.
Yeah, and what I like about making your own soup is you take control of whatever you put in the soup.
Amazing.
So this is good. Now I'm going to add the carrot.
Oh, beautiful. So you just want to like saute the onions until they're sweating?
Yeah.
Or at least translucent?
Yeah, and then add the carrots.
Beautiful.
And then let the carrots also mix with the onion, and then let them cook a little bit. Yeah.
Wow.
To give them flavor. It's a flavor build-up.
Nice.
Yeah.
I can feel the aromas in this room. If you could smell what I'm smelling, it's amazing.
Yeah. So, yeah, I like it. So I'm actually on high heat now. I'm going to reduce the heat. And then I'm actually going to add the other ingredients that I had, so that the soup is actually a lot. We have a big crew right now in this live feed. We're going to feed them. Everyone is excited here. I can look at the camera. Everyone is smiling. Yeah? So that's that. So let me add the other ingredients here that we had done earlier. And then we are going to add some water.
Okay.
So usually when we talk about soup, it's about chicken stock, beef stock. Sometimes you don't have it. But to be honest, you can just add water. I'm going to add some seasoning. So some salt.
And that sounds really nice as a starter. Like you have like genuinely just vegetables.
Yeah.
So this dish is good for vegans as well.
Yeah.
And vegetarians.
Yeah. In fact, what I usually say is if somebody who does a vegan or a vegetarian can, if a meat eater somebody who loves meat can enjoy this, then it's perfect.
It's perfect.
So salt and pepper. I love pepper, so I always add plenty of pepper. And then we're going to add the water. So the amount of water should be just enough to cover the vegetables.
Okay, so not too much.
Yeah, too much. Yeah, like putting like 20 liters of water. So this is hot water. So the water will be just enough to cover the vegetables like that.
Wow, it smells amazing.
Yeah. So and then let it keep boiling, or when it comes to a boil, let it simmer. And the soup will be ready for blending. So while this is happening, I'm going to let Jess come in, and then let's continue with the conversation with what Britam Health is all about as we prepare the chicken, and we're actually making some roast potatoes as well.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you so much, Chef. This
Yeah,
was lovely,
you'll be back to taste whatever we've made.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I look forward to it. Thank you, Chef.
So yeah, Jess, you have brought the chicken.
Yeah.
Maybe also bring in the potatoes.
Okay.
And what I will do, actually, I'll let you explain about wellness. Actually, in fact, a lot of people probably wonder what, we're talking about wellness. What is wellness and what is Britam Health?
So, wellness at Britam, we mostly tackling preventive and promotive health.
Okay.
This is to have better outcomes for our clients.
Yeah.
Better health outcomes for our clients. So we are doing this with several initiatives that we have come up with.
Yeah.
One of them is mental health support for all our clients. And then another one is chronic care management.
Okay.
This is purely for our chronic clients, people who are going through chronic diseases. For example, maybe hypertension or diabetes.
Yeah.
And we all know how nutrition is important to these patients.
Yes.
And so, which is why we are running some activities like the one we're having today.
Yeah.
So that we, even in the festive season, they feel supported.
Yeah.
In their wellness journey, because
Yeah.
we're working with them every step of the way. And we also understand the mental health aspect is coming in that all chronic patients, sometimes they because it's a long-term treatment, and they're dealing with this in the long run.
Yeah.
So they do need a lot of mental health support.
Okay.
And we support them with our partner providers, because we work with our provider panel includes mental health experts, like AJ Wellness as well. That is why we're in partnership with them for this kind of initiative, so that we drive a holistic wellness agenda as a whole.
Yeah, I like the fact that, especially when you have somebody with a condition that is long term, right?
Yeah.
Especially there's one thing you've mentioned, and I get this kind of question whereby somebody is asking me, they have this condition and they have been told to eat this, and then they have been told don't take this, and you only have to take this. How do I make it? So what I'm trying to do, especially in this recipe, in as much as it may not be for everyone, but it's just tips. When it comes to cooking, it's about tips on how to make your food lovely.
Yes.
And I know you love cooking.
Yes.
And what you're probably wondering, some of you are wondering, why are we having the skin on?
Mm-hmm.
It's part of nutrition. There's lots of nutrients that we throw out when we peel the potato. Yeah. So the same thing as we did with the
carrots.
With the carrots, yes. Yeah. And the other thing I wanted to actually discuss is, when you have guests, again, we are hosting probably in this festive season.
Yes.
You want to cook food in bulk, you are hosting.
Yes.
One thing when it comes to cooking is about even time management.
Correct.
There's this aspect of we actually cooking all this in the oven.
Or on top.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, everything. And so usually we cook a stew, and then we have the stew, we have the soup. That's the vegetables. We have the starch, so we'll actually cook it in the oven.
Okay.
And make use of your oven.
Correct.
Yeah, because a lot of people think only cooking, baking is what, you only...
for cakes and
yes.
Only.
So you're actually even saving time, because you're going to cook the chicken and the potatoes together. And then if you have, let's say you're making chapos, again, it's festive.
You still have room at the
top. Yes,
okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah. So what's the importance of wellness, especially nutrition and, in your opinion?
Wellness essentially, as Dr. Damini had said, it's holistic, right?
Yeah.
It takes care of your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health, right? Physical health would include exercise, and also, making sure that, you're taking care of any illness that you might have. Sometimes that's where they come in with maybe how your body generally looks, because AJ, they're very diverse in what they do. But also for the mental health aspect is really important, because even when your body, when with diet and exercise and nutrition, when you look good, when you feel good, you're eating healthy, you're exercising, it comes and it helps with mental health.
It does.
It reflects on your general well-being ultimately, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So it is really important. Wellness generally is just holistic approach to life.
Okay.
And understanding that even for chronic patients that they're mostly lifestyle diseases, right?
Yeah.
So lifestyle
Is whatever you're putting in.
Living day to day, whether
Yeah.
are you exercising right?
Yeah.
What foods are you eating?
Yeah.
How is your spiritual life?
Yeah.
How are you sleeping well?
Yeah.
Even sleep is very important.
Yeah.
So yes.
So right now, let's continue with the cooking. I've cut the potatoes. What you're going to do is season them. I'll let you do that.
Okay.
We're going to add some spices to this.
What's that?
This is cinnamon.
Okay.
Have you ever thought of cinnamon with potatoes?
No.
Yeah. So what I know about when it comes to spicing, just sprinkle a little bit, is you don't have to put too much
Okay.
of many different stuff, because like here I have pepper, barbecue seasoning, and I also have lemon chili seasoning.
Yeah.
You have to decide what flavor do you want.
Okay.
So it's not about putting too many things, because the moment you put too much, it becomes literally too much. So a little bit of salt.
Yeah.
I'll actually add a little bit more cinnamon. This is something that I discovered is really nice with potatoes.
So how do you know like how much you're supposed to put in terms of like the spices that you don't overspice? Or
First of all, the most important thing is to your taste, but also again, not too much. So I can add cinnamon and maybe something like paprika.
Okay.
And that's it. Nothing more than that, because if you put too much, again, it will be too much things going on.
Okay.
So that should be enough. Just put some oil
Okay. Where
on the potatoes and then mix, and then I'll reduce the fire on the soup so that it's simmering. Yeah. You want the soup to be simmering as you cook. Mix. Yeah, mix. We cleaned our hands. So, right? Okay, good. So while she's doing that, I'll do the chicken. I said I love black pepper, but let's keep the hashtags. Remember, the hashtag is Flavor Fiesta, Wellness Showdown, Chef Raphael Live, Wellness by AJ, and Britam Health. Those are the hashtags. So again, also keep the comments coming. If you have any questions, I'll grab a phone a little bit later and then check on the comments and see what questions you may have. Now, again, like I said, we're cooking this together with the chicken.
Yeah.
So in fact, what we will do, we'll start with we'll put the potatoes into the oven. Yeah. So do you like some chili?
Yes.
A little bit of chili flakes? Or a little bit of heat?
Yeah.
Yeah, because when, let me do the lemon chili. So when it comes to flavor, it's about what flavor you want.
Yeah.
And spicing is about whatever you may have available.
Yeah.
So this, we're going to put them in the oven, in the tray. And let them keep cooking.
Okay.
And then now I'm going to work on the chicken.
Okay.
So even as for the chicken, what you want to do is to remove the excess fat or skin. Like this one is the one with the neck. Just trim any excess fat that you may have on the chicken. And maybe there's another thing I can mention. There's the importance of a balanced diet. What do you think is a balanced diet to you?
It has to have all food groups.
Yeah.
You do not need to, like you had said with Dr. Lamini, maybe put a heap of mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
This festive season.
Yeah.
You need to have a little bit of vegetables.
Yeah.
You need to have a little bit of protein. You need to have a little bit of carbohydrate.
Yeah.
To make a balanced meal.
Okay.
Also, so that you don't end up on the couch, as Dr. Lamini said, because you're too full.
Yeah.
For comfort also, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what I'm doing first here is drying the chicken.
Yeah.
I want the chicken to be crispy. So how you do that is to make sure that it's dry like this. And then I'm going to add salt and pepper.
Okay.
Just grab the black pepper on that side. So you may ask, what about marination? Marination is good, but to be honest, what is really important when it comes to cooking, especially something like chicken, and I know there's a question you had asked about the beef. Just put. Actually, we'll talk about beef. What if you want to cook beef?
I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
Sometimes, because today we're doing white meat only.
Yeah.
If this festive season you want to do like red meats.
Yeah.
How would you go about that? And sometimes you have challenges with it being very tough.
You
Yes.
probably want to cook the meat. You want to cook the meat with in the oven like beef, right? Instead of a stew, for example. That's what you mean.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends on the cut of the beef.
So what cuts would you recommend?
Now, it all depends with, again, it all starts with how do you want to cook the food? Is it a stew? If it's a stew, I would say use a cut of meat that is not so expensive.
Okay.
Like the meat from the leg is not, that is a tough meat and would appreciate when you cook it on the stew. So something like a sirloin steak, it's proper when you cook it on a pan, like pan fry it.
Oh.
Yes.
When
So
you say sirloin steak, for those of us who do not understand what that is,
Yeah.
kindly tell
Sirloin
us.
steak, now,
Like if I go to my local butcher, what should I be asking for?
the sirloin steak is the steak that would come from the rib of the beef, but sometimes I would say they will be available from the supermarkets. They are the ones who have different cuts, and usually the butcher would, when you're telling them you're making this part, this meat, you're going to make it into a stew,
So they will assist.
they will assist.
But
Yeah.
for the sake of our clients who maybe are just going to their local butcher, they should ask for the meat that is at the side of the rib.
No, like the T-bone steak, for example, those are now or sirloin steaks, because some butchers also already have the cuts right there. Okay. That would be perfect for when you're doing a pan frying, or if you want to cook in the oven, something like a brisket is also a good idea. Yeah. But maybe next time you're doing this kind of a video whereby you're doing a cooking class, maybe next time you can actually do one with beef. So keep it here for that. So we are actually doing this live feed on my Facebook channel and also on the Britam Health, Britam, right?
Yeah, Britam. Hashtag Britam Health.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just keep it here for more information about that. What I'm doing here, I'm throwing in the rosemary inside here for flavor. Okay. You can also put lemon. Now, when we're talking about marination sometimes is good when it comes, if you have the time. I would put spices like salt, pepper, let's say something like paprika, or even one of these, like this is a store-bought barbecue seasoning. Okay. How you know what spice to use is by smelling. Yeah. So if you like what you smell, then you like what you taste. So same thing as here, and then you don't mix.
Or don't mix the spice.
Don't mix a lemon spice and a barbecue spice. Oh. Yeah. So you have to decide what direction you're going. You can even put curry powder on this, for example, and can be the spice for this dish. All right. Yes, and then marination is two things: is to add flavor and to soften the meat. Okay. The one that softens meat when it comes to marination is when you're adding some acid, lemon juice, especially lemon juice. Yeah. So in this case, when I'm doing a marination for chicken, I will not add lemon juice. Because chicken is usually soft.
And for it to come out like the golden brown situation.
Yes. So
how are we achieving that, or what would assist in that?
The golden brown will come from the oven. So right now the oven is set on high heat, 250 degrees. Okay. The potatoes are already cooking on the flat tray. Yeah. So we are going to place this chicken on the rack. Okay. So as it keeps on cooking, the drippings from the chicken will fall onto the potato, and it will add flavor to the potato. And this is what I was saying. When you're doing this kind of a meal, it's 2 in 1. You're cooking everything in the oven and making use of the oven.
Yeah.
To get the browning, you need some
oil.
Some oil, yes. So I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of oil. Mind you, the skin is also more or less like it's fat.
Yeah.
So I'm not putting too much oil.
So both sides. Right?
Both sides, yes.
Okay. And you mentioned the temperature of the oven.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, how do you know that? Because, like, for example, our oven here is not showing any degrees.
Okay.
Yes.
So actually, my camera can actually zoom in into this part.
Yeah.
Now, so I've set the temperature to maximum. Yeah, this is maximum.
Yeah.
How you know, usually this light, when the light is on, that means the temperature is not yet to the temperature you wanted. You know, like the iron. And then if I reduce, so when it goes off, that means it has reached the temperature, which in this case it's 180. So I want it to be 250 because I want the chicken to brown. So when the light goes off, that's when the temperature has been attained. And then in this case, you also want to use the top and bottom heat. Whenever you're roasting, you're using top and bottom.
So the temperature for the potatoes will not be affected by the high heat or the temperature of the chicken when you're cooking.
So the good thing about the double cooking, when the potatoes are done, you can always remove them.
Okay.
If the chicken would not have been done. And the good thing about high heat, what will happen is they will start browning.
Yeah.
You brown the chicken, and then now if it's nicely brown and the chicken is not fully cooked on the inside, you can always reduce the heat so that now the chicken cooks. Now this will take about 45 minutes. So I'll put this in the oven. Again, I've put this rosemary on the inside just for flavor to infuse the flavor as it cooks. Though I have another chicken that I had cooked earlier, so we'll not wait for 45 minutes for this to be ready. We will we'll use the other chicken that we had cooked earlier that is almost done. And in the meantime, I'll also show you something else to cook. So maybe we go to a break. Before we go to a break, let me just put this. Let me clean my hands and actually, yes, yeah. Watch.
Meanwhile, maybe you can advise on maybe if you cannot tell the temperature of your cooker, what else can you do about just to get to know the temperatures that you're cooking with, and are these considerations when you're buying a cooker or an oven?
So when it comes to buying, which is a question that I get asked a lot, which cooker do I buy? What is most important? First of all, there's nothing wrong with an electric cooker. An electric cooker is perfect because it gives you even heat, top and bottom, as opposed to a gas cooker. Sometimes you don't know how to set the temperature. So an electric cooker has a thermometer, so when you set it on that mark, you'll get the right temperature. Myself, I would prefer an oven that has a fan. Okay. Because when you have a fan in the oven, it circulates the heat. Now, for what you are cooking, no big deal, because the oven that I have doesn't have a fan, but no big deal because the chicken will still cook evenly from top and bottom because I'm putting it on the wire rack. But if you're baking, for example, you can't bake in one level and then bake on another level without an oven without a fan. Because the heat will not be circulating. So and you need to buy an oven based on what your needs are.
Last question, just for the wellness part. There's the ongoing trend right now is everyone is buying an air fryer because they feel it's healthier to cook with an air fryer as opposed to a regular oven. What are your thoughts on that? I actually have an air fryer at home, and an air fryer, I think it's perfect because it's a small oven. An air fryer is actually like an oven. It has top heat, and then it has a fan that blows air and circulates the air. And since it's a small chamber, the chicken will cook faster,
and it will take less time to preheat that small chamber than when you're cooking with a big oven. So an oven would be perfect when you're cooking, let's say like 4 large meals. But if you're just cooking 1 chicken for your family, an air fryer would be perfect. If you don't have one, if you only have the oven, then go ahead and use the oven.
So the healthy parts.
The healthiness comes in terms of, first of all, the cooking method is dry heat, as opposed to deep frying. This is just dry heat. You use less oil when you're cooking with it. Yeah, so it's...
But you could still use your regular oven.
Yes.
If you do not have an air fryer.
Yeah, an air fryer is just an addition. If you ask me, it's when you have a small amount of food to cook, you spend less energy with it.
Yeah.
As opposed to preheating a larger oven.
Got it.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
So right now we're going to do some side dishes. So as this is cooking, I'm going to show you how to make some plantains. You can actually use plantains instead of potatoes.
Okay.
The same thing we have done with the potatoes, we can do it with sweet potatoes. Is it something? Does that make sense? Yeah.
Very.
Cut them into and then put them in the oven.
Yeah.
So as we clear, maybe you can help me with the chopping board. And as we transition now, we're going to transition to show you how to make simple side dish. So while the chicken is cooking and the potatoes are also cooking, I'm going to show you a quick meal, which is some plantains. Also, a little bit later, I'll show you how to make that delicious dessert. Yeah, just wait for me. And then she will be back with us when the meal is ready, together with Dr. Lamini, so that we taste. But now, plantain. Now, here I have some yellow ones. So these ones, when you're doing plantain, don't cook these ones yet. They look nice and yellow like regular bananas, but I'll be honest, this is not yet ready for cooking. So maybe you can have a rest and then just clear for me this, and then we'll be back for the other part.
All right.
Okay, so when the plantains are this color, even darker, even when you're buying, this is what you want to cook. So I'll just show you with one. And I've done a previous video on my YouTube channel, so that you can actually watch my YouTube channel and see the other recipes that I've done, especially with plantain. And the way I'm going to do it right now is something similar and simple. So peeling it is simple. It's just like the regular banana. By the way, when you're using organic ones, if you can get organic vegetables, it actually makes it much easier and delicious, and most importantly, nutritious. Yeah, so this is ready. All I need to do with this is to cut it at an angle. Now, the reason why you do that, and again, I went for the plantain because it's something that I've noticed that there's a lot of plantains nowadays in supermarkets. And we tend to skip it because it's not usually something that we are used to cooking, but it's as simple as cut it at an angle and try and make them the same thickness so that they cook evenly. And the reason why we cut them at an angle, because this is longer, it will give an aspect of looking nice, bigger than when you're cutting it straight like this. This is a smaller circle, so this doesn't look so nice even on the plate. So plantains are really simple. What I love about them, it's like a snack, but it also can be the starch for the meal that you're making. Assuming that's all you're having, it can be for breakfast, again, as an accompaniment to your dish. So what you're going to do is, in fact, with a plantain, it's already tasty. You don't even need to season it. And if you're going to season it, we are going to season it after cooking. So when it comes to cooking, I'll just grab my pan, and then we'll come to the fire so that you see how it cooks. Come. Okay, I'll use this. So sometimes things don't go as well as you want them to. So, good. So this one has light, so I can move this, you can see. So we're going to wait for that pan to be hot. Now I'm going to add a little bit of cooking oil. I'm actually using a ginger oil. This is a flavored oil. You can use, I also have an olive oil here. Olive oil is optional. Now, when you're using any oil, when it comes to cooking oil, it depends on the flavor you want. So in this case, if you want an olive oil flavor, you go for olive oil. If you want this one is ginger oil or even garlic oil, use that. If you want a flavorless oil, you can also do that. So, small amount. We're just going to pan fry this. So you want the oil to be hot before you place the plantains, because you want to just brown them. The other thing you can do, you can actually even cook them in an air fryer. You can cook them in the oven. And sometimes you can even deep fry the plantain. It's up to you. So again, this is a very simple way of doing it. You want the heat to be high so that when you place the plantain, it will start browning. I can smell the soup. Soup is going on really well. Let me show you how it looks. So you want it to be simmering. So this is simmering. A gentle bubble. And all you need to do here is to wait for the soup to be, the carrots to be soft. That's when you know that the soup is ready for blending. In the meantime, for the plantain, again, really simple. Maybe I can check. Do we have any questions that you can share? Any comments, if you have any, so that I can read as we continue cooking. So what I love about plantain is, like I said, they are very simple to make. They are flavorful. In the meantime, I can see the potatoes are already starting to brown. Actually, let me check on the comments. Or any question that may be available on the live. And John, I've seen all comments. Okay, good. Tess, you've asked a good question. Please tell us something about simple salad during the festive season. I'll actually touch on that. Good. Before we do that, let me just flip the plantain. I just want them to be golden brown on both sides. So when it comes to salads, what you need to consider is what do you want in your ingredients. Salads are really simple to do. What matters is the combination, like I said, of the ingredients you use. Now, it can be a lettuce-based salad whereby you'll have your lettuce as the main ingredient, and then you add in the other ingredients like cucumber, cherry tomatoes, or regular tomatoes, or onion. The other thing you can add is let me just flip this. The other thing you can add to your salad is different colored vegetables. That's the main important thing. You can also add some fruit, some strawberries, some mangoes. It depends on what you have available. And then to that salad, you'll make a dressing. Now, the dressing part is now the most important thing, if you ask me. Like I was saying, you choose the type of oil that you use. Now, like if you're using olive oil has its own natural aroma and taste. That is what you'll add if that's the flavor that you want, together with some vinegar. So the ratio of vinegar to oil is 1 part vinegar, 3 parts of cooking oil or olive oil, and all you do is just mix that and then together with the salad, and then you have your simple salad. So let me just first of all recap. If you're joining in live right now, welcome. Don't worry, you can watch this video as a recording a little bit later from start to finish. And today's hashtag is Flavor Fiesta, Wellness Showdown, Wellness by AJ, Britam Health, and Chef Raphael live. So once again, if you're watching in live right now, let me know where you're watching me from. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section and I'll get back to you. I hope that has answered your question about the salad. So the plantains are ready. Let me just plate them. I just wanted to show you how simple it is to do it. This is what we want. Something like this. Because the plantain won't take long to cook, because the plantains are cooked, especially like I said, when it's has dark spots. So I'll taste one, and then my guest will be back to confirm if what I'm tasting is exactly how the taste is. Let me grab a fork. Awesome. What I love about this, compared to another plantain I've bought some time back, this one is nice and soft. It's actually ripe. The one that I cooked like 2 weeks ago wasn't ripe enough. So when you find one that is not ripe, you'll find it a little bit floury on your mouth. You'll taste a little bit like it has some flour. It's starchy. But when it's ripe, this is perfect. When it comes to spicing it or adding flavor, you literally don't need anything, but I'm going to add the lemon chili spice here. So you do it after cooking like that, and then that will be ready. So this can be, like I said, the accompaniment to the dish. So I'll put this aside. This is ready. And now I'm actually going to go back to my dessert. So the dessert that I'm going to make is some pineapple dessert. I'm going to serve it with some ice cream. However I'm going to make it, I'm actually going to use some booze. It's optional, but it makes a big difference in terms of flavor. My crew are happy when I said they actually happy and excited because they actually want to taste that sweet pineapple dessert with some booze. But I'll show you how simple it is to do it. So I have my chopping board ready. Let me check on the chicken. Actually, can you see on the inside? So this is what I meant about cooking it together with the potatoes. The potatoes will be on the bottom, so they are cooking nice and And then as the chicken is cooking, the drippings of the juices from the chicken will actually fall onto the potatoes, and it will be flavor explosion as well. So this is going on well. At some point, it's a good idea to stir the potatoes so that they don't stick on the baking tray. And now I'm going to do the pineapple. It's really simple. I have my peeled pineapple. I'm going to clean my knife. So the idea is you do not want to have, I'm cleaning my knife because I don't want to have my pineapple tasting like onion and garlic. Chopping board is cleaned. So cut into half. And then this half, cut it again into half like that. So I'm going to do some, now depending on the, you can make them into big chunks, but I'm going to do them into like slices or wedges. Like that. So the pineapple is ripe, but not too ripe. So something like that. I'll actually cut the whole of pineapple. Once again, I can see people smiling. Again, if you're joining in live right now, the hashtag we're using is Flavor Fiesta Wellness Showdown. We're talking about the wellness, especially in this festive season. What you're making is simple meals that you can actually do at home. The other hashtag is Chef Raphael Live, Wellness by AJ, and Britam Health. By the way, this thing is made possible by Britam and AJ Wellness. This live cooking class. So I have my pineapples ready, something like that. So if some are a little bit thin, try and make them the same size. So I'm going to pan fry them. And before that, let me check on the progress of the soup. Spool's soup smells really nice. I can smell the cumin. I'm going to taste first because it's always good to taste as it cooks before we start blending. Nice, but I need a little bit of salt. A little bit more salt. Now again, salt is to taste. Having too much salt is not a good thing, especially especially if you have high blood pressure. So you can always cut down on the salt. What you want is flavor, and you already have it. Smells really nice. So the carrots, let me check on the carrots. Are they soft? You don't need to cook them too long. If they are soft, then they are ready for blending. Mm. 3 more minutes. So now you're going to do the pineapple. Real simple. I want my pan to be hot first. So I'm going to increase the fire. And I'm going to pan fry the pineapple. So a little bit of butter or margarine. Also, we're going to add a little bit of sugar. This is dessert. it's the festive season. In as much as we try to not overindulge, it's always good for dessert to have a treat. So I think even for me, this is one of the best part of this recipe that you're doing, because I love, I have a sweet tooth. So a little bit of margarine or butter, and then pan fry the pineapple. So you want the pan to be hot. As you wait for the pan to be hot, let me check if there's any other comment or question. Yeah, I can see the comments. Somebody is saying about the sound is not too good. Maybe if, tell us, there's a lot of echo and mixed sound. The sound, I can see. So sometimes the sound is about because of the connection, but I'll keep going. Guys, check on the sound. If the sound is good, okay. So if the sound is not good, again, you can watch this as a recording. I believe it will be okay when you watch it later, because it may be the connection that you're having. So butter has melted. Come on the inside camera. So what you're going to do first is to pan fry the pineapple. And then I'm going to add sugar. The sugar will be good so that it actually caramelizes. So caramelizing is when it turns brown. And the caramelizing will be enhanced when I add a little bit of the sugar, not too much. So this is like the salt to the dish. What I want is for the pineapple to be golden brown on both sides. When you add sugar, it will actually, the browning will be much faster. We're doing this on high heat. So this live stream is brought to you, once again, it's brought to you by Britam Health. The Britam Wellness Department and the AJ Fitness Center. Check them out on their Facebook page or on their socials to find out more about them. Good. Yes, we want that nice golden brown color. I'm going to add a little bit of the margarine. So the other flavor that I wanted to introduce, I said I'm going to have some booze. I'm using, this is a Jack Daniels, the one with honey. The reason why we go with this one, the one with honey, is because it has some sweetness. So when it comes to cooking with alcohol, don't worry about you won't get drunk when you cook with alcohol. It actually adds flavor. The alcohol will evaporate, and what you'll be left with is the flavor. So again, if you're not sure, it doesn't have to be this type, this brand or this. It can be something like brandy. Brandy is made from fruit, from grapes, so it has some natural sweetness. And this one, I've used this before, and this is gonna be perfect. So, waiting for the pineapple to slightly brown. They will take. You can actually do the same process when you're using bananas. So you want something like this, but I think this is ready. So I'll put them aside on a plate. I'll put them on a plate. So you can actually have them as they are with a little bit of ice cream, but I want a gravy or a sauce. So this is good. And then to this, I'm actually first going to add a little bit of margarine. And you can also add a little bit of flour or corn flour to give the browning of the sauce, to make the sauce a little bit thick. But I'm going to add, to deglaze the pan a little bit, with a little bit of water. And then where the Jack Daniels comes in is so I want it to flame, but the fire that I have is not too. So this sauce is going to be lovely, and it will be like a syrup to add onto the nice. So you can dilute it, or you can add a little bit of cooking cream if you have. One thing I'm missing, which I wish I had, was some cooking cream. So this I'm going to reduce. I've actually returned the pineapple onto this, and then turn off the heat. If you do not have the brandy or the alcohol, you can add a little bit of water. Because of the sugar, it will still have some flavor. Now this is perfect. So this one is off. Now we're going to do the soup. Soup is ready. We're going to blend it. And maybe now I can have my guys to, Dr. Lamini, just come in. I want you to help me.
Chef, it smells really good in here.
Yeah, so what can you smell? Is this the chicken?
I think it's like, what I'm getting a lot of is like the whiskey that you just poured. I'm smelling a bit of honey.
Yeah.
Some sugar.
Yeah.
It smells amazing. Ooh, and the butternut, definitely.
The carrots.
The carrots.
Yeah.
The carrots coming through.
Yeah. So we're now going to blend it. So we are just going to blend a small amount of this. When it comes to blending, you want to do it when don't overload the blender. Let me get a spoon.
All right.
So you blend everything. So what I usually like doing is actually just remove.
Just
No.
remove this?
Yes.
All right.
So first put, now this is what I was saying. When you have too much water, the soup will be too runny.
Oh, wow.
So I'm just adding that and then water, the liquid.
So do you add a little at a time?
Yeah, depending on the size of your blender. Maybe move. Depending on the size of your blender, if it's too much, if you don't want to put it until it should be at least halfway full.
Halfway full.
Yeah, if you do anything more than that and you're going to blend, it will overflow. Yeah. So because of time, we're just going to do half of this.
All right.
So I'm just trying to see the ratio of water to carrots.
So what consistency are we looking for?
The consistency is actually
Like pouring or thick or?
light, not too pouring, not too light, not too thick.
All right.
Yeah, and then what I know is if I blend everything here, it will be just the right consistency.
Nice.
I'm going to start on low,
Okay.
and then when you're doing it, just make sure it's fully covered like that, and just start it slowly.
Okay.
I think you can see this.
Wow.
This is a little bit thick.
It looks thick.
It looks thick, so I'm actually going to add more. No, this is too thick.
Okay.
This is too thick for sure.
Okay. So do I want to like pick up my spoon and like pour it?
I'll show you. I'm actually just adding. If I was blending the whole soup together, it would have been the right consistency because.
Because you put enough water.
Yeah. So right now, because I'm doing it half, that's why it will be a little bit tricky. But so let me show you. Let me maybe grab your spoon. Just grab a spoon. I want you to taste, but first of all, but the first thing you want to do is to see the consistency.
So this is what I have.
Yeah, that's a little bit too thick.
Okay.
So in case you've run out of the liquid and this is what you have, you can always add a little bit more water
Okay.
to get the right consistency.
Okay.
But let me taste, just taste
Awesome.
as it is.
Okay. It's hot.
Yeah, it's hot, careful.
Oh gosh, wow.
What happened?
It's amazing what just vegetables can do, right?
Yeah.
And trust me, I love meat, but this, I can have this every day. Very nice.
So I'm going to blend it more.
Delicious.
So we're not done. So that's good. You're going to serve it because checking on the tomato, the potatoes, and so let's put this aside.
Chef, I heard you talk about the actual whiskey being poured into the pineapple.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I think a lot of viewers are wondering about the wellness part of the alcohol. I love the fact that you explained to them that, you know, the alcohol part actually does evaporate.
Yeah.
So essentially what you have is just the flavor.
The flavor.
Without the alcohol content. You cannot get drunk
From
that.
from eating that. Yeah. And some people think maybe it's optional. That's why I said it's optional.
Yeah. So booze or no booze, you still get a nice flavor.
Yeah. Maybe like I said, one thing I forgot, which you could have added to this, is maybe a little bit of cream. Cream can work.
Okay. Could you possibly add yogurt or milk, or does that like change the whole dish?
We have comments.
Okay, I'm just gonna grab the phone here.
Yeah.
Here you go, chef.
No, what are those added ingredients you've added? Soup. What are those ingredients you have added? Now, anyone who is watching live right now, don't worry, you can watch this video once again as a recording and you'll catch everything that we have done. So this is on TikTok. Besides the carrot, what other ingredients? It was just onion, carrots, cumin. As simple as that. So what I believe is simplicity when it comes to cooking. So you can always add a little bit of garlic or ginger, but what matters is not too much. Don't do it. Yeah.
And I'm really in love with your concept of simplicity. These are ingredients that you can literally get from your local market. And like when the product actually comes out, your family's just gonna be like, whoa, what is this? What did you cook? I mean, I can imagine my show coming and being like, hey, what is this?
Yeah.
And then she puts it in her mouth and it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's good for babies too, you know, because teeth.
Yeah.
And shows, I guess, because
same teeth. Yeah. So first of all, let me just. So that's soup. Again, the thickness is up to you. And then what you're going to do is to add a little bit of yogurt. This is plain yogurt.
Okay. Wow.
Just a dollop, or just put it at the center.
Oh, look at that color contrast.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and serve it as it is.
Beautiful.
So when it comes to tasting, you'll just put this aside. When it comes to tasting, you let me know how it is. First with the carrot soup by itself.
Beautiful.
And then the one with the yogurt, together with the yogurt.
Is this plain yogurt or Greek yogurt?
It's actually plain yogurt. You can use Greek yogurt. What I think you can't use, which doesn't make sense, is flavored yogurt, vanilla yogurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just don't worry, I'll call you. Remember the hashtag that you're using is Wellness Showdown. I'm doing this live on Facebook. There's also live on TikTok with the AJ Fitness. We have Wellness by AJ. We have Britam Health as a hashtag. And yeah, that's it. So let me grab the chicken. I can smell the chicken. I think how you know it's cooked is when you can smell
like
the aroma. Yes.
Nice.
And like I was saying, everyone in the set, especially the camera guy, is super excited. But mtu anakulianga pali anafanya. So tutakulia hapa.
It smells amazing.
Yeah. So again, we have been doing this on high heat. Let me just flip the chicken, but I'm going to introduce my prepared chicken that we had done earlier. Also, somebody grab me the ice cream so that we're almost done. And Jess, maybe you can come with the chicken. First of all, help me clear what we don't need, and then we'll have space for the food because it's ready. Let me show you the potatoes first.
Wow, so golden brown.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So when it's done, it's when it's nini. Just clear all this. So it's nice and crispy.
Wow.
It's soft, meaning it's cooked.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Pork tender.
Yes. Yeah. So this is ready. Actually, let's serve this on a plate. Let me just.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah. I love the flavor. So the chicken will still take a little bit more time. So that's why you have the one that you had cooked earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So to this, you can add chopped rosemary,
Okay.
even at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Or because we just had, I wanted you to taste with the chicken and even the what we added.
I remember the chicken had some rosemary in it.
Yes, so you can alternate the flavor.
Okay.
By this one had cinnamon.
Ah.
Yes, and this one also has the juices from the chicken.
I can smell the cinnamon.
Yes.
Guys, I promise you, it's amazing in here. Woo!
And then the chicken that was already cooked. So it has rested.
Wow.
So this is now, you can, when you're cutting it, it will be perfect. It will not ooze out the juices.
Yeah.
In the meantime, let me just flip this one. Okay, so we have everything. We have the soup. Yeah, so before we go to the ice cream, maybe we can, we'll serve the pineapple. Okay, where do you want to start? Let's start with the starter.
Okay.
While we figure out the chicken part, just I want you to taste the soup without the yogurt first,
Yeah.
and then you'll mix so that you taste the soup with the yogurt and tell me the difference. But before that, let's start with this. This one is simple. The plantain.
Lovely.
Yeah, the fork. Yeah, just.
Thank you.
I know. Dig in.
Okay, beautiful. I like mine with the crispy bits.
Okay. Let me grab the ice cream scoop.
Wow. This is yummy. Sure.
It's like sweet with a bit of chili in it.
The heat is bringing out the actual flavor of
Kafirifiri.
yeah. Yeah. It's yum. Perfect.
So
So soft.
yeah, so that can be anytime. Can be a snack. If you ask me, that's a guilt-free snack,
Yeah.
right?
Healthy.
And healthy.
All around
Yeah,
healthy.
yeah.
Yeah.
A very good substitute to ugali or chapati.
Or even to potatoes, like
Or even to
regular
potatoes.
So
yeah.
guys, what do you think? Should we leave some for the?
I don't know if they'll get some,
Maybe
but
I
we'll
want a
see. We'll
second.
see.
Yeah. We're not finishing for the crew because they're saying, we leave some for them. Yeah.
So okay, let's not go to the soup. Yeah,
Okay. So soup first without
Without-
the yogurt, the
yeah.
yogurt.
yeah,
Okay, I've tried this already,
yeah.
but it doesn't help to get a second helping.
Wow. The cumin is, I can taste it. It's
Not too much.
and very well
It's
balanced.
very well balanced. It just fills your mouth.
Yeah.
Now let me tell you about balance. Balance is all about not overdoing it. What the best example that I usually give, in fact, it's good I have two ladies here,
Yeah.
is when you're doing makeup. You see the way you do it in a way that it blends. Like you guys have makeup on, but it complements. The moment you overdo it,
Yeah.
like you have many different things going on, that's the same thing when it comes to food.
Makes sense.
Just make food simple. If you're going to add, like makeup in our case would be the spices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you put the cumin and then you put the ginger, and then let's say you put, I don't know what other flavor, it will be too much.
Yeah.
Now the stars,
Yeah.
Beautiful.
star, yes,
That one.
This one.
yeah. Just star now everything, and then now.
The color looks good.
Yeah, now use this
creamy.
to scoop into your spoon.
Right.
So thickness is it's up to you. It's a different
Yeah.
good or different.
Different good. Different good.
Wow. It's like it's got more body to it.
It's very creamy.
Wow, it's so creamy.
Yeah.
Ah, I love the flavor.
And it's plain yogurt, which
Yeah.
sometimes people think it's boring.
Yeah.
Like
Like
that, it's not that complicated to make.
Yeah,
It's very easy.
yeah,
And time,
And-
even for chopping, it's this
yeah.
this amount of
very
time
true.
with this.
With
this
results.
result.
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
So this
and
is good.
even it's well.
And it's filling also.
It's filling.
It can be a
It's
meal by
yeah.
itself,
It's yes.
right?
Have it with
Yeah.
some.
Yeah.
Have it with some bread
Yeah.
and maybe a side salad.
Yeah.
That can be a meal by
That
itself,
can actually
and
be a
not
meal.
have
The
yes.
Yeah.
But this is our starter, so you approve.
Beautiful,
Yes,
yeah.
100%.
So we have a starter,
Yeah.
and then we go dance, kidogo,
Yeah,
have fun, and
Then
then
you-
come back for a main.
Come back for the main. Now the colors. I love the chicken. Is nice and it's cooked well.
Yeah.
You know it's cooked when the leg meat pulls away from the
Is this
bone.
coming off?
Wow.
Oh my
Oh, it's
God.
just coming off.
Oh, that's
Actually, you can each one take.
With the spoon?
Yeah. We're tasting. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. Just grab
A leg.
a leg.
Oh wow, it's just tearing off the bone.
Yeah.
It's like literally just beautiful.
And it's crispy on the
Maybe you can have them taste. Just serve to the camera. On the one on TikTok, just serve.
Serve to my camera.
Yeah. No, this
Hello.
one. Yeah.
Beautiful. Look at this.
And even that
And
one.
it's so soft on the inside.
and crispy on the outside.
So crispy on the outside.
It's yum. And soft and juicy.
Okay.
And
now
juicy.
watch me find this.
It's not dry.
Yeah.
I roll chef. It's so good.
Mm.
And very well seasoned. It's not,
Not too much of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really love it. Especially the crisp outside.
It's so crispy and yet so tender on the inside.
Yeah.
And it's cooked all the way through.
So do you think when I mentioned marination, is it?
It's not.
To me, it feels like it's been marinated for
Yes.
days, actually.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's
so
very
this is
difficult to
alright.
achieve.
Yeah.
Got it.
Very difficult to achieve.
And I can also taste the flavor of the rosemary.
Yeah.
And the black
Infused.
pepper.
Yeah, in the
actual
infused.
chicken.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now, what we did with the whole rosemary, it's in the cavity here. So all you need to do is remove it, even when serving. Don't have to serve it together with it. That's why we actually add it when it's full. So now I'm going to serve. So this is for serving.
Yeah.
So, chef,
Yeah.
how do we? I noticed that some of us when we cook at home,
Yeah.
we can't really judge that it's
Cooked.
and then you open it up and you find this is mostly
Pink.
Red. Yeah.
Okay, good question. You actually tell you can actually tell when the juices coming off from the chicken as it's cooking are not pink. When it's cooked, when the liquid is pink,
Then
especially
just wait.
on the leg part, that means it's not cooked completely, and you can leave it into a very light pink so that you don't overcook it, and then let it rest. As it keeps resting, it will still.
then it's still
Yes,
cooking through.
yes.
So you avoid the dryness.
You avoid the dryness. Yes. So yeah, this is done. Let's say this is how you would serve it. Maybe with a side salad. I think this is, and it's simple. And remember, we say that when you're doing this, you can actually cook like 4 chickens at the same time, and a whole tray of potatoes at the same time.
Yeah, time savvy.
Yeah, and literally at the same time, and no need for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
spending too much time in the kitchen.
Yeah.
On Christmas Day.
Yes. Yeah.
And you also said we can replace the potatoes with sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes,
Or
plantain.
Plantain.
Yeah, if you like ugali,
Yeah.
go ahead and have your ugali.
Nice.
I want you to taste the potatoes. So this is ready. You can place the chicken that you continue eating later here. Yeah, sawa. Now that's ready. Taste the potato, because what is left now is to serve. Just grab a fork. Yeah. And then I'll come with the potato and the pineapple.
Okay.
It's still nice and warm.
Wow. So it's nice and brown on the outside. And I love how crispy the skin is.
So when
this is very important for health, right?
Very well seasoned. The salt is just enough.
Yeah.
It's not too much.
The fluffiness of the
It's
potatoes
oh my
coming
God,
through.
so good. Yeah.
Wow. So we managed to get a crispy skin
Yeah.
and a nice soft fluffy interior.
Yeah.
Can you remind? I think someone was asking about what you put.
What you put
What did
in
we
the
put?
potatoes.
We put oil,
Potatoes, oil, salt, pepper, oil, and cinnamon.
And cinnamon.
As a spice. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can also add a little bit of paprika if you have.
Yeah.
You can add some chili flakes, just
For
a little
heat.
bit for
Yeah.
heat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when it comes to now the pineapple part
Yeah.
and the ice cream, the ice cream is a little bit too soft, but it's fine. Yeah. Yeah, the ice cream has melted, but it's fine. This is now the ending. Maybe you can cut with a knife. You have a knife? Yeah. Just cut into half. Use your fork. Just grab one side. Yeah, it's fine.
Wow.
Just cut into two, and then have with the ice cream.
Definitely not your traditional desserts.
I said you can do the same thing to banana.
Okay, so you can also use other fruits. To
Yeah,
make the
banana.
dessert.
Yeah.
You can actually taste the ice cream.
But in
a very
nice way, it has the honey
is
flavor.
coming out.
Yeah.
And the ice cream is just taking it a notch higher.
Yeah, it's cold. It's a little bit okay. This the freezer was not working well, so it's fine. But for
Yes.
the cold and the warm,
Yeah, the contrast
It's
of cold
awesome.
and warm
Yeah.
and sweet and sour,
Yeah.
and then that little hint of alcohol taste. Like
From a distance.
that's
it's
my
awesome.
favorite. It's
Yeah.
absolutely amazing.
and it's a treat, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you so much for the lesson. I'm definitely
Yeah.
trying this at home.
And when we were cooking it, I
Yeah.
was like, oh, was it very
So good thing about pineapple, it's still
Sweet.
sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's as simple as that. Are we about to end? Okay. So I'll grab my phone, check on the question, and maybe you can live post. Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah. So
As you check in the questions,
Yeah,
Chef,
yeah.
maybe we just for our viewers
Yeah.
and the point that you are trying to raise for this festive season,
Yeah.
staying healthy
Yeah.
while still having fun
Yeah.
and making sure that your meals are, like exciting and not boring just because you're going for the healthy option.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So to emphasize just you should use your top of your cooker and as well utilize the oven,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
For all meats, not only the chicken.
Yes.
right?
Yes. For all meats. Yeah.
Including the red meats.
Yeah. So for the red meat now, it's knowing which cut to use. Yeah. What's the question? I love the initiative. Kudos, Chef Raphael, Britam Health and Wellness by AJ. Thank you, Wajiko. Just Wajiko. Yeah. So again, the menu I chose was, first of all, even when you were discussing, when you were planning all this, one thing I wanted to highlight, and I think you've mentioned, is the same thing you've mentioned, is I wanted to show you guys, you do not have to cook everything in a sufuria. This is perfect. It's different. This is, if you ask me, this is restaurant quality food at home. The technique is, like I said, we cooked it on high heat in an oven, and they're nice and brown. Doesn't take long. The good thing, you don't need to keep stirring it, and the flavor is still there. While you're doing this, you can be doing something else. And again, don't overdo anything. Like the good thing about this, you'll actually serve a small portion. By the way, we didn't do a salad or vegetables, but if you ask me, you should have more vegetables on your plate.
Very true.
Than meat and starch. In fact, half of your plate should actually be vegetables, and then the other half is the rest. The protein quarter, the meat quarter. So that's the ideal way, and especially when it comes, like I said, we'll probably do another video, another live cooking class like this. Then we'll show you more recipes. I'm on, you've never seen me on, I'm actually on YouTube. I have many different recipes that you can follow and learn something. And I'm hoping what you have learned is something that you can use either this festive season, and to be honest, all the time. It doesn't have to be just festive, you know, when you're enjoying a meal. Yeah. So maybe in ending, what can you say about Britam Health?
Actually, I just to say from Britam Health, just to thank you very much for even having taken your time to do this with us and to partner in this very important initiative. Special thanks to also AJ Wellness as well for even agreeing to be part of this. We are very honored and we really appreciate. To our audience, thank you so much for joining us. Please go to all our social media pages that have been highlighted so that you can see the recording in case you did not catch us today. And I'm wishing you a very festive holiday and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you so much.
And Doctor?
Yes, thank you so much for tuning in. We've had a lot of fun with Chef Raphael here. Please be sure to follow him on all these platforms, YouTube, TikTok, as well as Facebook. And from Wellness Center by AJ, we really appreciate the invite to be here. We've learned so much. We've had a lot of fun. And we're very happy that we've been able to share that it's very important to be healthy, you know, body goals, skin goals, life goals. Just stay happy, stay healthy. Thank you so much.
So yeah, it's been fun. We are signing out. If you can actually prepare, go to the supermarket, or you have the ingredients in the house, go ahead and make them, and post them on comment if you have a feedback. If you have made the food, try it out. Yeah, I'm signing out. Until next time, adios.